everyone. This video lecture is for the topic primitive data types, strings, array types, associative arrays from the second unit of the subject principles of programming languages. Primitive data types. A data type defines a collection of data objects and a set of predefined operations on those objects. A primitive data types will not be derived from other data types, and a descriptor is used to show that to define the data type. A descriptor is the collection of attributes of a variable. An object represents an instance of user-defined data type. Almost all the programming languages provide a set of primitive data types. Some primitive data types are merely reflections of the hardware. Integer data type. Almost all the languages support integer data types, and the integer will have the further types like byte, short, int, long. Floating point data type may be of two types, float and double. Most of the languages support floating point data types. Complex data types. They have two parts, real part and the imaginary part. Some languages support the complex data type like Fortran, Python, C99. Decimal data types are mostly used for the business applications, and they are used to store a fixed number of decimal digits. Boolean data type having only two values, true or false, could be implemented as bits, sometimes as bytes. Character data type. They are stored as numeric codings, includes the characters from most natural languages. The values are sequence of characters in the character string data types. They support the operations like assignment and copying, comparison, concatenation, substring reference, pattern matching. In C and C++, it used the character arrays and a library function that provide the operations. In Snowball 4, support many operations include elaborate pattern matching. In Fortran and Python, they are the primitive type with assignment and several operations. In Java, it is primitive. In Perl, JavaScript, Ruby and PHP provide built-in pattern matching using regular expressions. And there are the length options are there. Different programming languages support different length for the character strings. User-defined ordinal types. They are the types in which the range of possible values can be easily associated with the set of positive integers. Enumeration types. Enumeration are named constants. They support all possible values. Subrange types. An ordered contiguous subsequence of an ordinary type. Array. An array is a homogeneous aggregate of data elements in which an individual element is identified by its position in the aggregate related to the first element. So the index value will be used to recognize the individual element of the array. This is called as array indexing. Index is otherwise called as position. Subscript binding and array categories. There are different types of subscript binding in the array, like static, fixed, stack dynamic, fixed heap dynamic, and heap dynamic. Array initialization. The values can be directly given as an array elements during the declaration, like int list equal to 4, 5, 7, 83. But in different languages, different type of array initializations can be possible. Heterogeneous array. It is an array in which the elements need not be of the same type. The array can have mixed elements of different data types. Array operations. Array supports several operations like concatenation. For example, this is applicable in Python. Ruby also support array concatenation. Plus operator is used to concatenate the elements of two different arrays. Rectangular and jagged arrays. A rectangular array is a multi-dimensional array in which all of the rows have the same number of elements and all columns have the same number of elements. Jagged matrix. A jagged matrix have rows with varying number of elements. Slices. Slicing is the operation of taking the sub-elements from the list of elements. So slices are only useful in languages that have array operations. For example, it is applicable in Python. So we can separate the individual elements or range of elements by mentioning the starting index and the ending index. This is called slicing. Implementation of array. Access function maps subscript expressions to an address in the array. Access function for single dimensional arrays can be performed in such a way like other programming languages. Associative array. Associative array is an unordered collection of data elements that are indexed by an equal number of values called keys. So here user defined keys must be stored. So that's all about the topic.